showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here for the Great Wall of Comics. And with me, as always, the man from the north, where I hear they're going to start getting postal service again soon, Mr. Chris, the comic vet. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Are the rumors true? They're going to order them back to work?
Apparently. And then they're going to bring them back to negotiating table in the spring after there's an investigation on why there was such a gyre between the two of them.
Well, whatever. I don't want to get into unions and everything else. But yeah, postal service has got to get going. I mean, that's one of those essential services, especially after a month. There's I assume in Canada, people get some of their prescriptions by mail.
Some that's definitely in rural areas that like UPS or FedEx won't deliver to. So yeah.
Well, I mean, if you didn't, I don't know. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome, Chris, to the show. We appreciate you being here. We have a guest today.
It's true. A
gentleman who I would consider, at first I wanted to say I consider him a friend, but then I realized, you know what? I don't want to throw that word around too loosely here. I don't want him to get thoughts in his head that he could call me at like 2 a.m. Hey, Rob, I got a flat tire. Come help me. Because I ain't gonna. I'll tell him. Yeah, you okay? Yeah. I'll fly to Toronto and help you for some reason. But for this guy, no. I'll tell him to call AAA. But I will say that he is a friendly acquaintance and a man I've bought many a comic book from. A staple of the local community. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian, aka ComicWeb on Instagram. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Such a flattering introduction, right?
I would not call you to have you fix my flat tire. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's good because, like I said, I just tell you to call AAA.
I got a couple dirty mattresses. Maybe you can help me dump across the freeway. But other than that, we're good.
Well, as long as they're mattresses, when it comes to bodies, again, you got to get elevated to friend status if you want me to help you dump a body.
Well, I'm not in Oakland, so
there you go. That's true.
Wow.
Hey, Chris, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
There's a reason the teams are leaving.
Ouch.
Even in and out.
Yeah, exactly. I just read about the Tiki Bar, basically, that's closing down downtown. It went off on the city and the count and basically just like eviscerated them for like corruption and all kinds of police indifference and just, like, oh, we got robbed. Oh, nobody gives a shit. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, they won't come out to take a report from you at all.
Guys, comics. We're here.
Hey, we're having fun. We're saying hello. All right, fine. Let's. Chris wants the show to get moving. He's all business. Apparently, he has a hot date today.
No, I'm just. We don't want to hear about internal politics of the city neither one of you guys live in. So let's get into some slides.
All right, let's do some romper room then.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, Las Crucius is here. Hooray! Brian stopped by to say, hey, check out this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
It's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, apparently.
The show will be awesome, I hope. That's the kind of commitment to quality that only the Raiders can attest to. Robert Monroe Jr. Happy Slabber Day. Mr. Comics 89. Hey, all going to see Craven the movie today. Wow, I'm sorry.
Good
and
luck.
I'm going to miss the show. Really, you chose a Sony villain movie over this. Now I hope that she is good to you at that movie theater. Please don't give Article 86 for failing to report for duty. Yeah. Wellbore, like number 4. Marty Aleshko, happy Slabber Day from Canada, everyone. Then he drops that first $2 super chat for the cause. Cancer sucks. Go vote for Chris. Apparently, Son of Crom is doing some sort of comic book collector Sweet 16 thing. And I'm not even sure what the criteria was because somehow I got bumped in the first round. But Chris, with that huge collection behind him, that man has sailed through. So
The Elite
go ahead and
Eight.
collect him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this one's for you, Marty.
Come on, Austin.
Windiest here in Cali.
Yes, it is.
Except, we don't really use Cali. I mean, I don't.
That's true.
I was born here. Anyways, no acorns on the trees after this, I imagine. Well, there you go. Southern Comic Geek, stay valiant. A little homage to his love of the Valiant comic universe. Ronnie Johnson, he's a Hulk slab, Hulk smash, Hulk smash, Hulk smash. Shop for Comics, afternoon, Slabber Day fam. The Adventurous Joe, 'twas the day before my birthday and nothing to make it a happy one. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my sobering drink for now. Well,
Happy birthday, Joe.
Phil Aileen, hello. Ronnie Johnson dropping the $2 super chat. A great variety of guests and slabs each week, Rob. Let's freaking go. Or for the gamers out there looking for a group. Thank you. Or I guess maybe for the swingers out there too. But anyways.
No pineapples.
This one's for you, Ronnie.
That beautiful bean footage.
Taylor Winder.
Rowan
chat.
Atkinson is my spirit animal.
I will tell everybody. We'll see if we get to it. There is a new super chat reel in the feed today. If we get to it, we'll see. Ronnie Johnson, you Bay Area car. Wayne Deacon stops by to say hello. Second, lovely day today, and it gets better as I get to see Uncle Rob and Uncle Chris on Slabber Day. Nice. I'm not reading well today, I guess. I'm going to do glasses soon. Hell Green Machine. Hello, everyone. Dead Man. Hello. Good evening. Good morning.
Terry.
Mad Spidey. He's waking up. Tell us never fear. Mad Spidey's here. Mad Spidey's driving me crazy. The man has had a box for me for a while, and usually he's so hot to jump on mail calls. This man has somehow resisted doing a mail call for the better part of a week and a half now. It's pretty crazy.
He's fishing for a win on OnlySlabs.
Couching and slouching with Sea Bizzle. Good afternoon. Go Lions. You know, that's something that used to be a laughable joke. And I applaud them for finally figuring out. Because, I mean, for so long, we always said, well, nobody loses every game. And then the Lions said, hold my beer. But then they turned it around. So proper job to them. Hopefully they can keep competitive for many years to go.
Yeah, they
25 Perez through mail. Hey, everyone. See, Flash by Night. Good afternoon, all. Austin, hey, gang. Joffrey Castro, hello, gentlemen. Kenneth Bird, hi to everyone. It's here tonight. Here is here night. What? Hi, everyone is here tonight and from Virginia. Okay. Ryan, well, hello, Kenneth. Regardless, hello. Ryan Riley, hello, Brian. Good day, all. It's time to see some slabs very soon. Stephen C., happy Slabber Day, henchman. Chris Bell, greetings and slabutations.
There you go.
Nice. I like that. Let's see. I had a birthday. Now I'm 65 years old. Wow. Go, happy birthday, sir. I hope that you actually get to enjoy retirement now. That's my dream, to get there one day. Dr. Von Hoots, comics for the Spiral Man. Spiral Dimension, as opposed to the Spider Dimension. Slabs are cool. Cancer deeply uncool. Only slabs the best. Well, thank you so much, sir. This one's for you. Team Ohana swings by. Mahalo, everyone. What if I have 2 flats?
Would you go help him if he had 2 flats? I would help you, Richard. I would.
It's too much work.
I'm just saying.
I mean, he probably could get local help a lot faster than me getting out to him, but
I'm just saying. I'd help him out.
Let's see, Jean Malo, hello. Let's see, make sure. Let's get going. Rob, we're behind schedule. Okay, I get it. We'll say hello to people. Timothy, hello. How are you? We gotta make sure we try to get everyone. Kid Comics, last week's guest. What's up? Happy to have you with us.
You did a good job.
You guys check out his video he dropped this week. The book he picked up from the Neil Adams personal collection.
Wow.
Great book. Let's see here. Brian LCS, afternoon all, bagging and boarding. Excellent. Let's see. I'm going to go hit up Interstellar in the theaters. So cool. Craven was okay, better than Morbius. Wow, that's where I'm setting that's yeah, exactly.
No, don't be slamming Morbi, okay? Like,
hey, I saw one review that was saying it was making Madam Web look like a freaking blockbuster. So
this show makes Madam Web look like a
Morbius, the vampire movie without blood. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, at least he wasn't glittery. Johnny 5 Live. Hey now, everyone. Cat Fan Comics Man. Happy Slabber Day. Taylor Winder. Chris, touch my pineapple.
No.
Come on, man.
Pat Dan. Sorry I'm late. Well, are you? If I haven't gotten to the books yet, are you really late? That's a really good question. Let's see here and going through here.
This is a fun show.
Spidey says, I want the new clip, and he drops that $14.99 Australian dollars. So about $9 US. Willie will get you that brand new clip because it happens to be the next in queue. Here you go, sir.
I like it.
You probably put the OnlySlabs logo over the aznew.com.
It's a great one from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I like it.
All right, let's see. David, he's been drinking. Why not? Let's see here. What do we got here?
Oh, man.
Legion of Comics. How's it going, folks? It's moving. Heroes for Hire Comic Club. Greetings and salutations. I think we're just about to the end. I think my scroller stopped, and I think we've said hello to everybody. If I missed anyone, I apologize. It's unintentional, as always. But we do have a show to get to. We are 14 minutes in, and it's time to move our guest, Brian, into the position of power. We'll shift us to the side. And Brian, before you show off your first book, first of all, lovely shirt. We love the fact that you are a henchman and that you're supporting the channel there. You are a henchman, in fact. Great. Now you always have a cosplay shirt when you go to cons. But before you show off your first slab, tell everybody your comic book origin story. That time when you thought that you were fully human, but it turns out that you're part Atlantean and you could talk to fish.
Wow, what an intro. Let's see. My origin story is basically 10 years old, camping. My parents didn't have a lot of money, had four boys, and I was the oldest, and so we did a lot of camping. That was our trips out. We didn't do a lot of vacationing, so I went into a general store while I was out and found a comic book rack, which absolutely blew my mind, and bought a comic book, and the obsession began. And it was an Amazing Spider-Man 139, first appearance of the Grizzly, holding up J. Jonah Jameson, and still have that book today. And from there, it's been going crazy since. So that's
Nice.
basically my origin story.
Amazing Spider-Man starts another one off there, Chris.
Yes, it does.
As it should. All right, excellent. Well, so I'm excited because I know you've brought a variety of books, not all just one thing, but you've been hyping up that for a while now, as we've been talking at cons and everything else, that you've been building and amassing. Apparently, you've been the premier collection of video game comics.
Yeah, as a specific one, specific line. 1990-91 Valiant, before they published superheroes, had the Nintendo license. They had the Nintendo and the WWF license at the time, and they didn't make WWF comic books in comic size. They did digest and magazine size, but not comic book size. But the Nintendo comics, they jumped right in and started publishing comic books right away. And for 2 years, there are 62 books that were published. And so I've been amassing a slabbed set of all of them. And there are 62 of them. Like I said, I'm 2 away from finishing that collection, that set. And
Wow.
Did not know that I was going to be recognized as a CGC Registry Award winner this year, which kind of blew my mind. And the official thing was a Best Modern Set 2024. And one of the 3 that they announced. And so that was really cool. I got a nice plaque, and the grading credit was pretty nice. So I did use that for
Can
the most
someone
part.
sub in for Brian, and when Brian fills out the set, he can come on back. No.
All right, let's go ahead and start off and show these folks some books wherever you want to be. With an intro like that, we probably should start with a video game one, but you're the guest. You drive this portion of the show. You do what you want.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with the very first book that Valiant ever published, period, which was actually a giveaway in a comic buyer's guide. And at the time in 1990, comic buyer's guide was basically a fold-out newspaper.
Yep.
And so they folded this inside of that, and not a lot of them survived, and not a lot in high grade, but this is the very first.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me!
Yeah!
Ow!
Wow.
So this is the sneak preview, and I'm trying to get the lighting right here. It is a 6.5. I graded this myself. I've only found this book 2 times in the wild, and I bought them both times. And that was way before anybody cared about this book, that's for sure. But this is it. And there are only 117 of these in the census.
Wow. Brian, I normally don't do this early in the show, but my man, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of that blue label?
Absolutely. Nintendo Comic System Sneak Preview is what it says.
Yeah. Awesome.
So you ever find this out in the wild? Pick it up, people. Pick it up.
All right, so Chris, we're doing a lot of things that we don't normally do right away, but
Right.
You know what? Actually, we're not even gonna. Holy cow, this is weird. Oh, here the site finally loaded here.
All right. Shout out to Dagger, Trev, and 23 Monch. That's just
So
joined us.
there's no this thing's like we can't even look at graded books to talk about here because there's just the pricing is just so bizarre and all over the place on this stuff. But let's just say if you were to pick this book up raw, even
Mm-hmm.
in a fine condition, anywhere between a 5.0 to 6.5.
Mhm.
What do you think this would cost you?
I have. I'm gonna go high because I know video game collectors are not afraid of spending money whatsoever. I'm gonna give the chat a chance to try and catch up here. While I stall for a second, Brian, can you show the back side of that book? Actually, is it a wraparound or is there an ad on the back there?
There's actually
Okay.
a page of Zelda art.
Nice.
Just previewing the first story.
Okay. Mad Spidey's in at 350. DVH is in at 23 million. So I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna go somewhere between those two numbers. I see Jamalot's at a couple hundred, and Team Mohana Richards at 1,000, and Matt's at 1,200. I was thinking north of that. I was thinking like $4,000.
No, not even close.
Okay.
So even in the Raws, it's tough. I mean, the sales history on this book, recorded sales history, it doesn't come up very often. So at its peak, a Raw was selling for close to $700. In that range. It looks like, but it looks like if you were to go based off of a few other slab sales recently, it looks like the market on this book raw or graded, because who knows, whatever you can get for it. But it looks like you'd be expecting to pay somewhere around $300 to $400 for this book right now today in a 6.5.
Yeah.
Let's say 23 months. This is not The Price is Right. You don't.
Yeah. Just for fun. It's just for fun. It just shows you how the market has changed and corrected. But this one is a really tough book. Is really, if you're after this book, you're paying. You can try to use those sales, but as benchmarks to try to guide you. But ultimately, like you said, there's only so many of these available and out there. You're paying whatever you're willing to pay, and they're willing to let it go for. It's one of those. It's just like that. Great. First, that's probably the first time I think we've ever had somebody out the bat, first book out of the gates, gotten us to play guess that value and read that side of the label.
It's an albatross book. Yeah.
And I'm sure that Southern Comic Geek's happy to see that. If that was the first Valiant book, you said?
Yep.
Wow.
That's the first ever published book that Valiant ever had, and it's the first time the label right here, the Valiant label, was on anything published.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is the first Compass for Valiant published. Yes.
It's interesting is the keynote only mentions that it's like, upcoming preview of Valiant Nintendo comics and first appearance of Link from Legend of Zelda, but doesn't say anything about the fact that it's like the first Valiant, which you think would be in a kind of a bigger key than
you would. It's only 8 pages thick too. It's very thin, which is one of the reasons why it's hard to get in high grade, because it's just so flimsy. Even cleaning it's
let's be honest. Most collectors recognize Turok 1 as the first Valiant, right? So I'm just saying.
Okay, moving on.
You don't.
Yeah, and some people recognize Hulk when he won his first Wolverine, and they're still wrong. If he makes
Turok 1 is
we have established first is first. All right.
Okay.
If we ask the chat, they'll tell you that they all have multiple copies of Turok 1.
That's why it's so valuable, right?
I'm just saying, like, if we're going to talk Valiant, Turok needs to be.
All right, Chris, Brian.
All right, so second book. This one's a rarity for the Nintendo books. There's only 8 of these that have ever been graded by CGC. This was only available in a multi-pack with basically a cassette tape. It was shrink wrap with a cassette tape, and this was published by Random House from Valiant. This is a pretty hard to get book. I slabbed this myself when I had a nice copy, and this one, like I said, there's only 8 in the census, and it's just one you won't see very often.
They're willing to give it a blue label when it doesn't have the cassette tape.
Yeah, that's true. On the backside, you have collectible trading cards that I'm sure a lot of kids, if they did buy
this, cut
those out.
Yeah.
Oh,
it truly is a miracle. It's got a blue label.
The thing is that we did as kids.
Yes,
it's mind-boggling, right?
And inside of this book, are like an activity book as well. So there's like mazes and things that you could use a pencil and go through and do that kind of stuff. And so, lots of stuff for the kids to mess around with. But that's number 2.
Nice.
Excellent. We'll see. Maybe if he has one, he'll bring it out. We don't know yet, but we'll take a look.
All right, next banger. This one is A Legend of Zelda 1, 9.8.
Great Scott.
And it is
9.8.
Why did you mute Brian? You there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're muted. You got muted for just a moment.
Oh, that was.
I don't know if it was on our side or if your
Well, my hands are holding the book. I don't know how I got that.
Well, I don't know. Anyway.
So the big distinction between Valiant Nintendo comics are there's usually 2 versions of them. There is a $150 cover price newsstand that came out a year after they started publishing them. And so this is that part. And you can tell because they're not glossy covers. Mm-hmm. And the UPC for the newsstand here is on the left side of the book and not the right side of the book, where all the direct market editions had them on the right side of the book. And the price was always different at $1.95 instead of $1.50. So that's the distinction. And this is considered a second printing by CGC and also on the inside of the book. So it says second printing.
So does the direct edition then have more secondary value?
It does. And it also is a little harder to get in a 9.8 than they're about equal. This one has 37 9.8s only, and there's 198 of them even graded of this book. So still under 200 copies graded, but yeah, one that I got a great deal on and I had to pick it up.
Awesome. Let's see. Timo Hana, don't Golden Records reprints get a blue label without the record? Yeah, I think they do. I was just being facetious, really. Bat Dan, can we ask Brian what it means when he said he slabbed the books himself? Well, it means he sent them into CGC. He doesn't work for CGC. So he had them graded versus buying the book already graded.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. No, I caught that the first time he said too, when he said he graded it himself. I was going to ask Brian, you work for CGC now, Brian. But I knew what you meant, and I moved on.
Let's stay in the Zelda sphere here. This is a 9.8 issue number 3. This is the second printing of this one as well. There's only, and I wrote these down, there's only 10 9.8s of this book in the census, and less than 40, about 41 of them in the census at all. So,
wow.
Nice. So another nice high grade book. Luckily, I got some of these at the time when nobody was really buying these, when the market really jumped up when the Mario movie hit. So, thank you, Cali Comics. So that's number 4. And I have a direct market edition of that one I want to show, so that I'm not being too this is the big difference. This is the first print of that same book, but in a 9.8, and you can tell that yes, it's over here, not over here like it was before. And these are glossy, which are almost impossible to even press because they're just not pressable. You're not going to get any spine ticks out of these, that's for sure.
Wow. That's a nice subtle way to make the difference between them with moving the barcode one side versus the other side.
Yes. There's only one book that's different too, but it never got a second printing, which is a Captain N book, which is actually right here. This one has the bar over on that side, but they didn't have a second printing of this. So it's only first printings. And this is actually Joe Quesada's first ever art in a comic book is Captain N number 3, in case you did not know.
Wow.
He does a 1-page one-page splash of a city that is really, really bad. The art in it is pretty bad. He basically was a colorist at the time, so it's not good. All right.
Right. Awesome.
All right, continuing down that train, here is a Captain N number 5, the very last issue of the book.
All right.
When I picked this up, it was the only 9.8 in the census at the time. There was only 21 books graded to this. This year's exploded. 4 have shown up again this year. Four 9.8s have been graded since then.
Wow.
There's only 43 on the census, and 26 of them have shown up in 2024. So that's a nice bump.
I've I'll tell you, this is where my gap is. I was never had Nintendo. Well, I should take that. I had a Nintendo 64 as an adult, young adult, but I never had a regular Nintendo system. I was an Atari guy. And so I assume that Captain N is for Nintendo.
It is.
But
there was an animated series that was out in the late 80s called Captain N and the Game Master. So that's what this is based off of.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a great Bob Layton cover. And issue 6 was solicited but never came out. And if you look at some of the price guides like Overstreet, they do show an issue 6 in that price guide, but it was never published. So anybody who's still looking or has a Captain N number 6 on their list, take it off. It's not there. So all right, continuing that little trend, here's Adventures of Super Mario, which is a great Bowser cover.
Slow down.
That's a great cover.
It's a great cover.
Yeah.
There's only one copy of this book in 9.8 and ever, and it showed up on eBay with a crack case. And before I could snag it for a decent price, somebody swooped in and picked it up. I mean, I would have had to get it reholdered, obviously, but still,
would have been worth it if you saved enough on it, and if it's the only one, and
it's the only one,
and it looks like it got a chance at maintaining its grade and not getting the we're so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure whoever bought it last year did resend it in for a reslab, and it's still a 9.8. So there's only 7 9.6s. There's only 25 of this book in the census, so it's a nice rarity you don't see very often. That's for sure.
Nice.
Now, Brian, is there a chance if you were to have this clean and press, this book could get the bump, or do you think where it is exactly where it should be?
I looked this book over really closely, and there's not even grader notes on it at all. Like, that's pretty typical, right? But there was no real room I could see that it would bump it up, unfortunately. I would love to.
Not pressable issues, yeah.
Yeah. This is a newsstand. It is the 150. It is newsprint, so it is tougher. It's easier to press these, but still, it is.
Yeah. Cleaning a press doesn't cure everything.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. This is the final issue of
Robert says, try again, never give up. That's when it comes back to 9.2.
Yes. Very nice Galaxy Quest quote, by the way. I see you. This is the final issue of Adventures of Super Mario Brothers with a jade cover. Love this cover. Again, not a book that's heavily graded. Only 33 copies of this book are graded on the census at all. And there's only 4 9.8s, and this is one of the 8 9.6s. So this is the original art to this is available on eBay, and they want $20,000. Yeah, good luck.
Wow.
That sounds just thinking it's strange they actually don't have a note on the right side there about this being the final issue.
Yeah, there's that. You're right. There isn't. And this was one that was recently slabbed about a year ago. So they haven't changed anything about it much. So yeah, it just says
You get that with the books. Sometimes they have labels, sometimes they don't. I've got, like I've been noticing that as I've been going through building my slab collection of Eternals. I have a lot of these slabs. They have no comment on them, but almost there's only like 2 issues in the run that aren't keys of some sort. Yet the majority of them have 0 notes. So,
Not surprised. Not surprised.
Let's see here. We have Brian and I have a 9-4 and 9-4 Sly Cooper 1.
Sly Cooper's a rare book, man. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Double shout out for going back and seeing all the video game books. Got it. Papa Wheelie drops in. Sorry, I'm 30 minutes late, but damn, Facebook Reels reeled me in. Doom scrolling can do that. Drops the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Papa. This one's for you.
I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
Wow.
Boom.
I'm actually gonna take a break for a second from the Nintendo books and show you one that nobody's ever seen before. And one this is probably my favorite slab right now that I own. So
all right.
Yeah. So this is love it. All right. With Sonic 3 coming out next week and all the rage of Shadow being Keanu Reeves, this is Shadow's very first appearance.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a great Sonic book. Now, it's no Sonic the Hedgehog 69 by Miko Suya in the Comics Curing Cancer edition. But still a phenomenal looking book.
There are 7 of these in 9.8 ever in the census. It's just a book you don't see. But the cool thing is this is the only newsstand.
Wow.
Of the 7. The only newsstand of the 7. So it's a 1 of 1 basically in that respect. So that's
what year did it come out?
This came out in 98. No,
yeah,
2001. I'm sorry,
2001. Yeah, I mean, newsstands definitely a scarcity at 2000s. Wow.
So it's the first appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog, and it was a while before CGC even added that on the right side of the label. Only in the last 2 years.
Right. And this is an Archie published book, Brian?
Really cool. Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know they had a video game license for a while as well. Very nice.
This is an adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2, which was one of the last games they actually did on their published Dreamcast system that same year, 2001. So I think the print run of this book has been said to be about 4,000 copies ever, at least ordered at the time. So pretty low print run book at that time.
Awesome.
That's a great book. Love that book.
Yeah.
All right. Here is Nintendo Comic System number 1 featuring Game Boy.
Oh, damn. Here we go.
Yeah. Free. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Hot Nintendo action, baby.
That's how we do it here. All our action is hot on this show.
So this one is a lot of fun. There are 133 of these bad boys graded in the census, and only 20 of them are 9.6 or 9.8. So getting high grade copies of this book, it is a newsstand version of it. The 150 cover price. You don't come across very often. I would love to upgrade this to a 9.8, but that's going to be expensive.
I like Timo Hana saying the action on the cover reminding him of some of those 1940s golden age era war covers, I guess, with all the different activity going on it. Lots of action all over.
Yeah, even with Princess Peach being kind of like in peril right there in a very
in the yellow dress.
Yeah, in the yellow dress.
Yellow or red. Does she have shoes on? We can't see.
Nope. I don't think so. All right, this one. I love this book. It's Mario Kart has always been a big thing for me. And this
people.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Everyone loves Mario Kart. And everyone has a favorite platform to play it on.
What's weird is I wasn't a Nintendo kid as a kid. I was a Sega guy, and I had a Genesis, and I'm one of the 5 people that bought a Sega Saturn, and then bought a Sega Dreamcast, and loved it. And then I've never actually bought a Nintendo console in my life, but these books they speak to me in a nostalgic way that no other book does. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. And this was like one of those books that or games that even like when I finally did get my Nintendo 64 when after I got married for myself, I got it just to play wrestling games, but I did have Mario Kart. Was like one of the 3 like non-wrestling games that I had on the Nintendo 64. And no, people, GoldenEye wasn't one of them.
Best soundtrack ever.
And neither was Turok, right?
No. Robert knows I'm not a big fan of video game talk we're on the low grades, but no, actually I'm not, because I mean I'm learning something about these comics. These are still comic books, and these are old video games, not current lame games. Can of Saga and Valiant. I mean, down by the corporate. And 64 is my main. A Million Strong. WCW versus NWO was awesome. Telestar, Arcade, Atari 2600, and televisions. Basically, no friends came to my house. Hey, I still got my Atari 2600 in the garage.
He just means females, not other friends.
That's right. All his guy friends were come. Hey, I want to go play over at his house. Yeah,
that's right. Burger time, baby. Burger time.
I wanted an Atari 2600
I like
movie.
Myself.
Yeah, no. Oh, Atlantis 2600 movie. What? Interesting. All right.
My good.
Brian,
Zelda.
what we got here?
Legend of Zelda. I've heard of this character.
This is after the Zelda book ended at issue 5. They had an unpublished story that they didn't have a place for, so they put it in the Nintendo Comic System issue number 7, and that is this story, which is the only issue of the 9-issue series that this ran, Nintendo Comic System, that featured something besides Mario, or something besides basically Mario. So Zelda issue 7 was devoted to Zelda, and this issue is even raw about a $50 to $100 book in decent shape if you go out and find it. But this is that unpublished story was put into this issue with some hot Nintendo action again.
Hot Nintendo action. Gamer
There are
on gamer.
only there's only 2 9/8 of this book. A really tough book to find in high grade.
I'm somehow in my mind cropping together the adult film of that with hot Nintendo action. Anyways,
Focus, Rob. Focus. What's on the back cover there, Brian?
The back cover is a Beetlejuice video game ad.
there you go. Don't worry, Chris. Nothing happens in the movie other than they just get lost. They lose the amount of time as time passes as they're trying to beat a level. It's too adult. It's real. That is awesome. I love it. And the Beetlejuice is great, phenomenal. All right. Are we close to halfway?
We are, I think, 2 away from halfway.
All right. Well, let's bang them out, and so we can do this giveaway for these folks.
All right. All right, let's do the first actual Nintendo comic that was actually made retail and comic stores. Besides that sneak preview, this is what was next. This
Wow.
is
The one
Super
I'm
Mario
most
Brothers
familiar
Special
with.
Edition.
Yes.
So this is kind of officially the first published comic book that was sold in stores, and that would be with the Valiant logo on it. And this is in its glory. One of the most graded Nintendo books as well, at nearly 680 of them in the census of this issue alone. So
Very good.
but if you see this out in the wild, it is the very first book that Valiant ever published, and first Super Mario Brothers solo out there, devoted to him at least. And then let's lock this
Sorry,
one.
I was trying to look up something on this, and all of a sudden everything it kicked me out of the of my portal and unsigned me out and wasn't recognizing my logins. And no, we'll just move on. I'm just from it. I was going to look up and see what that was going for these days, but
About 375 to 500 in that range right now in 9.8.
wow.
Yeah.
These are definitely books people didn't think that. I don't think of these books as, there's a niche for everybody, and this is definitely not a niche that I would find myself collecting in. So because of that, you just don't think that they must have no value if it's not valuable to me, right?
Wrongo, bucko.
Exactly. Oh, I love this cover.
That is
It's a great
awesome.
cover. Yeah, this is issue number 3. There were only 6 issues of this book published. This is a direct market edition, glossy, and this is issue number 3, like I said, at a 9.8. There are 18 of these in 9.8, actually, and 116 in the census as of today. So really cool book. Love that cover.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So there you are. We are halfway through.
Super Mario standing atop everything with the cape going, flowing. Absolutely phenomenal. All right. Let's go ahead and pop this up. Guys, hashtag video games exclamation mark. Make sure you get that correct. That is going to be our giveaway. We're going to use that for our giveaway. And we will get everyone a question for Brian. Do you know what the split was between the distribution of direct price or no price variants of Valiant's Zeldas?
The no price variants that there's only there's a trade paperback, Nintendo Comic System trade paperback that had a no price. There was a Captain N #1 that had a no price, and then there was a Zelda one that had a no price. Those were all packaged together and sold in like Walmarts and different non-comic book retail places to try to help sell outside of the comic book realm to video game fans. And so they're just not ones you see very often. The ratio is there were a lot published of the priced books. Not a lot of them survived because kids destroyed these books when they had them in their hands. But the no price ones, very much a lower print run on all those things. Yeah, big time. It's
So the
not even
hashtags
close.
you guys are throwing up are weird. All right. Cool. Brian, any thing that you want to promote, any upcoming appearances you want to promote while you're here, while we're here taking this break for people to enter in the hashtag?
I'm not really
answer
doing
can be
any. I'm not really doing anything on YouTube right now with shows or
How
anything.
about
I'm just
how
getting
about your
ready.
next show you'll be at? If people that are local, because we got several people from the California here that want to come out and see you at a show and peruse through your many offerings, which I will tell you, Brian has a wide variety and fair pricing. One of my favorite vendors to go see, and he's always willing to work a deal. So, Brian, where are you going to be next?
All right. Well, thank you for the kind words, Rob. Always. I do feel like I try to be fair, and I do have a lot of stuff in my boxes. My next show is going to be SAC Anime. At the beginning, the first weekend in January in Sacramento at the Convention Center. It's a huge show. I know that I'm more of a fish out of water there with comic books only, but for 8 years I've been doing that show, and I'm in the same location every single show, which helps me out tremendously with my clientele that come and buy from me. And after that, the weekend after that, I will be at BerkeleyCon on, I think, January 15th or 14th or something like that.
The Berkeley show?
Yeah, the Berkeley show. Yeah.
Berkeley Comic Show. I think it's January 11th, I think is what I've been seeing.
And you were probably right. January 11th.
They've been promoting it heavily on Instagram. It's coming up in my feed quite a bit. But again, it's a Saturday show, so makes it challenging. It means I won't be there. But all right, cool. Blue Hellion, thank you for the super chat. We will send this one out to you.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
BerkeleyCon is fire. Yeah, the Berkeley Comic Show is a great show. To attend, absolutely. Guys, there are 67 of you watching, 53 entries. We do ship globally if you've never been around here, so feel free to go ahead and enter. Chris, what's coming up for you over on the Comic Vet channel?
I just dropped my new Comic Book Day haul video yesterday. This Monday will be video spotlighting some dollar bin diving that I did recently, and watch for a Marvel Walmart pack opening. I think it might be the last one that I ever found, and yeah, it's a 7-pack. But also Wednesday, show us what you got, the live new Comic Book Day hangout, where I continue to build the Comic Army box. Thank you, Rob.
Phenomenal. All right. And a special shout out to all the Goon Squad members supporting this channel every single month. You guys at the top level are very generous and helpful to helping fund the Comics Curing Cancer every single year. This year, we are now currently over $57,000 as we're closing out the year, trying to hit that stretch goal of 60K. But you guys, so much. We appreciate you. Stephen C., Legion of Comics, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot, Dale of Suspense, Justin Birch Letters, Son of a Bruce, Circumstances, The Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Mad Spidey, Collecting with Durs, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comiverse, Deadman, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, JG, Timo Hanna, Still Only 35 Cents, Cliff on Comics, Bearded Comic Bro, Never Could Figure It Out, The Adventurous Joe, Jay Knows the Way, Valen Rook, and Omnibo. Thank you guys so much. And of course, later on, we'll recognize all the henchmen. And let's go ahead and spin this. Ladies and gentlemen, Wheel of Fish. And while that goes around, Dave, Still Only 35 Cents. I know you're in the chat. I did send you some messages. Please respond so I can get your seat out.
Terry.
Yes, Terry, congratulations. Dead Man Comics cover show, our winner. All right, let's go ahead and move that there. We'll grab this, the box of comics. And Brian, you're going to be pulling the books for Dead Man. So the way this works is you're going to pick number 1 through 10 from the front, and I'll pull that book 1 through 10 from the back. Or we do some back to front action. My finger, you tell me where to stop, and then you pick the book that's in front or behind my finger or both. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to actually move this way so you can better see what I'm doing. And where should we start?
I'm left-handed, so that works better. Let's start from the back.
Okay.
Back and number 4.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
Front, number 2.
All right, and we got 5 more books to pull.
Okay, let's do the moving the finger thing down the middle here. And stop.
Okay. Front, back, or both?
Back. Let's do both.
Okay, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 more books.
2 more books. Stop.
Okay,
And front and back there.
got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our books. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. Congratulations, Dead Man, coming your way. First and foremost, we've got Hulk number 2, the first appearance of the second Bruce Banner.
Great homage.
We've got Khazar, or Khazar, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Issue 1, The Origin of the Savage Land.
Nice.
We've got G.I. Joe 59, first appearance of Jinx, Tunnel Rat, Outback, and Raptor.
Yep.
Everyone likes Jinxie.
Brian's calculating in his head. He says, these are books I can sell. What the hell?
Probably got them from Brian.
New Mutants number 9, the first appearance of Celine.
Dion?
No, Gallio.
Oh, okay.
Whitman reprint variant of Star Wars issue 2, the first appearance of Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Obi-Wan in the story.
That's a nice book.
It's a nice book.
Wolverine issue 50, first appearance of Shiva. The die cut cover. And the final book here, Star Spangled War Stories.
Ooh.
Some nice 12-cent goodness.
Which war are we referencing here? Where
the Japanese are involved?
Where pterodactyls were taking on,
The Japanese?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
That's a good question. But
Terry, let us know. Make a video of that.
It says the Birdman fights a modern war with Stone Age weapons in Vengeance of the Big Birds.
Guest starring Tom.
So it's apparently not a dinosaur, even though it looks like one. It's apparently a bird.
Yeah, that's a bird.
Well, birds became dinosaurs, right? So there we go. All right. Congratulations, Terry. We'll get those books on out to you. Appreciate you so much there. Before we get back to Brian, though, we do have another super chat from Blue Hellions Comics. # Nintendo.
It's pretty good.
All right. This one's for you, sir.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No.
You need it on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
That's a good one.
It's a freaking dinosaur. It's a pterodactyl.
Oh.
Little known fact. Pterodactyls were an invaluable asset during the war. It's Kuzar, not Kazar. It's pronounced like Kmart. What?
Was that you, a typo? I don't know.
All right. Well, Brian, let's put you back in the position of power.
Wow. There's going to be a generation goes, what's Kmart? Anyway.
Oh, that hurts.
Right. Oh, my God.
That hurts.
What's a blue light special?
It's not a beer, everyone. It's not a beer.
And it's not
It
an
has nothing to
Amsterdam.
do. Don't get it confused with the red light special.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Before we get ourselves into trouble, let's rock and roll. Let's show these people some more slabs.
All right. Well, I'm going to show 2 more Nintendo slabs, and then we're going to jump into some superhero goodness. Just wanted to do 2 more here. When CGC started doing magazine style, I couldn't wait to jump in, and this is a much larger slab, obviously, but Nintendo Comic System number 2. There's only 9 copies of this book ever slabbed, and this is a 6.5. Low grade is better than no grade, as I always say. And this one is a nice little rarity.
Nice.
Kmart's getting all the love.
Yeah.
Still got Kmart's in Australia.
Wow. I'm impressed. Australia.
The backside of this.
I shipped the bed. Blue Hellion's on fire with comics. Wow. He's like, I'm just going to make sure that you have to say them by putting super chats on these things.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll accept that. Here you go. What year is it there, Spidey? Yes, we've looped around now, space case, because there's only one left, which is our big one.
Yeah. And welcome Dr. Huge Show for joining us.
Yes. It's 1996. All right. Sorry.
All right.
This show we've had this show
Nintendo.
Sometimes it really goes off the rails.
Oh, yes.
So
that's a great famous cover. Like when I think of Nintendo books, this is the cover I think of.
Okay. Well, there's only 10 copies of this book ever slabbed. This is a variant to the one I just showed you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
One that does not show up often. Actually, one earlier this year, 3 have shown up for sale that are raw. And before that, it was 3 years before one had shown up.
Love it. Leaping off the book and everything. It's a great cover.
So this one's a lot of fun. One that I got sent. I sent this off during WonderCon, handed it to them at the show. Came back as a 9.2. Had this in my collection a long time. I paid a pretty penny for it because it was in gorgeous shape. And 9.2 for this book is pretty nice.
My God, this chat's really vicious. They're talking about Australia is the southern hemisphere, Louisiana, and he said, "Oh, but we have teeth." It's just like, God.
The backside of this is pretty cool. Punch Out, Metroid, absolutely.
That's right. Yeah, so he was just asking about some Metroid. There you go. There's your space case. There's your Metroid.
Yep.
All right. So that's Punch Out after they rebranded after dropping Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. If you're looking for the first Metroid in comics, then you got to go to Captain N #1. Issue #1 is the first Metroid in comics.
We saw that one, right?
We did not see that one actually. Oh. Issue 1 is something I'll save for a second. There
you
show.
go. Look at this presumptuous son of a gun.
Yes,
that's right.
If that happens,
you're always welcome, sir.
All right, so a little superhero stuff now. Finally, for those that are interested, these are just some fun high grade slabs that I've always loved.
Submariner and Doom.
Yes.
Son of a gun.
A 9.6, issue number 20.
Recognized as a key.
A little more now than maybe 5 years ago, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 9.8s of this book and 19 9.6s in the sense. There you go. So,
yeah, for a while I started then abandoned and the early Submariner run, but it was amazing to me actually. There's how fairly easy it was to find affordable, high quality copies of Submariner books. It's almost like nobody read them.
And unlike Nick Fury, the paper quality was always pretty good on these compared to Nick Fury and stuff.
Yeah. everyone's passing around comics, going like, "Oh, I got a Submariner." No, I was right.
Shots fired. Rob showing no respect for those
I love
ocean-based
Submariner.
characters
Look,
today.
don't get me wrong, Submariner, classic character, but for some reason, when you talk about superhero characters, there's two characters that are been around for a long, long time, but get no love or respect whatsoever. Aquaman and Submariner. For some reason, we don't care for Atlanteans. What's going on with this racism? I'm not quite sure, but America, shame on you.
They're popular in Australia. Kmart sells out.
Oh, shenanigans. Hold on. We need to drop it. Hold on. Well, we'll just do it.
Hold it.
This is the best ever.
Well done, Rob. Well done. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Well done. All right.
A book that needs no introduction, really, right?
Toga. This is the first appearance of the Greek life in comics.
It's a Toga party with the highest of all high fives.
That's right.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Yes, it's a high five. He's not saluting anybody with a mustache.
I'm just
checking the census this
trying to
morning.
make it PC here, boys.
Bad boy.
Sea people aren't worthy.
Unless they're sea monkeys, yeah. That's true. All joking aside, Brian, we
just kind of glossed right over that one. We're sorry. Let's go back to that book. Hold on. Let's go back. We really got to let's pay attention to this. This, of course, the first appearance of Galactus.
Yeah.
And the Silver Surfer. I mean,
Yeah. And what a time to be a Fantastic Four reader.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's just a run there, which is absolutely
just hit after hit.
You got to have them.
Yeah. Banger after banger for sure.
Indeed. Super.
Skinhead.
That's a good book. 6.0's proper freaking job on that one, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
The platinum number 0.
Okay. This is an Italian edition. It's Marvel Italia. This was offered to me in a trade at Near Mint Sundays down in Anaheim last year, and I had never seen it before, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's very striking. Love the platinum edition of it with that silver background, and Sam De La Rosa signing it is not as nice as a Bagley signature, but it'll do. But not a book you see very often for sure.
I wonder do you see Sam De La Rosa's signature on almost any other book?
Did he work on any other book? Oh, okay.
You
must get stacks of Lethal Protector #1 all the time. I mean,
that's all I've ever when I've seen him at a con. That's what I see. I mean, he does sketch covers of them, but I mean, and when all I ever see is people lined with the book. Absolutely. But hey, no knock on it. It's a great book. Great cover.
The back of this thing is pretty nice too.
It's a classic. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, I do like the back of that book there. Yeah, Sam is nice. It is true. He's very nice. He had him sign his Squirrel Girl first Squirrel Girl. There you go. So I'm more interested in your shelves.
So it looks like I got 4 left.
Okay. Phenomenal.
All right. This one Rob's very familiar with because he's seen this at my booth at shows. But it's still a book that I love.
Oh. Yes, wow. I've seen it at your shows many times, and I have not yet decided to pull the trigger.
Wow.
This book has dropped a lot though in the last 4 years for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So, it's usually I think what's held me back for the most part is the grade on it's a little bit makes the price point on it a little bit higher than I want to be at. But that is phenomenal. Chris, go ahead.
Thank you. We Rob, you and I both know that there are fans of this character's first appearance here. Brian, would you mind reading us the right side of that blue label, my man?
You betcha. Origin and first appearance of Moon Knight, Mark Spector.
Nice.
Now, this one I bought from a collector, a local collector down here, and he bought it off the rack, brand new. So I'm only the second owner of this book. And it's a book that I bought raw from him at a great price about 7 to 8 years ago, and then sent in to get graded myself, and it came back at 9.2. Very happy with the grade it came back in.
Nice. Yeah. That's a beautiful book.
It's the same collector that I got that Journey into Mystery 85 and came back at 9.2 as well, which is the biggest book I've ever sold at a show. But yeah, this one's pretty cool.
Fire. Absolute fire.
All right. This one I got to go sideways with, but
oh.
This is a Natalie Sanders G.I. Joe exclusive. WonderCon variant. My camera's a little making me turn this thing the wrong way, but there you go.
Yeah, Natalie Sanders is incredible. I know she does a lot of stuff for KRS Comics, a lot of their exclusive covers. And I think they're dropping one today, another one of her exclusive covers. But I feel like she's definitely not oversaturated in the market, because you don't see her stuff weekly or even monthly. And I don't think I've ever seen this cover before, Brian. That is wicked. That is great work.
For a Baroness cover, it's just top notch. Yeah. This there are 50 in the census of this book. And there are way more signature series 9/8 of this than the blue label. There are 22 of them signature series and only 8 of them blue label.
Very nice.
So not one you see very often, that's for sure.
Space Case cards. No, I don't know what you're referencing. If you're saying 1877,
He wants me to turn it sideways. Well, there you go.
Dr. Huge Show, $5 for the comics curing cancer. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you dropping that and supporting comics curing cancer. This one is for you if I can find the damn clips. Here we go. Oh, okay. I didn't see the other comment. Okay, yeah, I totally get I know you're okay. Thanks for putting that damn song in my head, you son of a. Sorry. Even you guys got that thing up there in Canada too?
Yeah, television and radio.
Oh my God.
I change the channel when it comes on.
It's the worst jingle ever because it's just stuck in your head. I mean, from that aspect, it's the best jingle ever. But I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah.
It's
all right.
That's Cars with a K, right?
Yeah, it's evil.
It is evil. Okay, the penultimate book.
Ooh, this is the second time we've had this book on, and I was blown away. I completely wasn't aware of this title, and I love this cover. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous cover. It's 60s, blended with that serial killer style that only Jolie Jones could do, and fell in love with this book the first moment I saw it. My wife was the one that kind of nudged me in the direction of this book after she saw some previews for it. And I own 5 9/8 of this book, but it's the only signature series 9/8 that I have. I cracked one of the 9/8 that I had, and at San Diego Comic-Con in 2018, and stood in line at the
Wow.
Dark Horse booth to get it signed, and it came back, thankfully, back a 9.8.
That is always the most dangerous part about sending in or getting a
It is.
9.8 cracked and done is, will it still be there when you're done? Phenomenal. Flash by Night Comics dropping the Go Navy Beat Army. Is the Army Navy game today?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Go Army.
Well, Flash by Night, I definitely respect that. I've never really had a strong opinion one way or the other, but this one's for you, sir.
That beautiful bean footage.
Let's see. Go Army. I liked Lady Killers. There you go. Awesome. Okay. We used to have, you see, I never really had a strong opinion because I went to a private military college instead of going. Although I got accepted to West Point, I got bumped and I ended up going to a place called Norwich University, which was a small military college. And so we had what was called the Little Army Navy game because we played the Coast Guard Academy every year. It was completely uninteresting, just like this story. Let's go back to you there, Brian.
And the final book.
Now, my understanding is this was optioned for a Netflix thing with Blake Lively playing the lead character. I don't know what the status is of that, but with her profile as high as it is right now, that could be a huge property on in any format, really. But Netflix could definitely use something of this stature if it ends up actually getting made.
Let's see. Well, yeah, that story was what 2021 was back when there was news about that being optioned.
Yeah,
but yeah, like so many of these things, options don't necessarily just mean somebody has the rights to it, really. So
for sure.
Space Case. No, I've actually never gone to see the Niners at Santa Clara Stadium. It's like, I don't want to deal with traffic for a stadium to watch a game I can watch on TV. That I can see the stadium. If I open the windows, I can hear the foghorn when they score. So, the beer's cheaper here. The seats are more comfortable and I don't have to fight traffic.
All right. Note to self. When I visit Rob, he won't take me to a Niners game.
I didn't say that. I just said for my own purpose, I'm not spending that kind of money for something that I don't value. At least for myself. If I was going with other people, I would. It's different. I mean, the same thing with baseball. I didn't go to a lot of baseball games, but I did do it with groups of friends and stuff, and I had a lot of fun. Anyways, we have one more comic. People don't want to hear us talk about sports. It is called OnlySlabs, not Only Sports. So it's rock and roll, baby.
All right, last book. Just got this back.
Dave. Well, depends on who's home for school.
Got this back during the summer. This is from the same gentleman that I bought the Werewolf by Night that came back in 92. This is a Tales of Suspense.
Oh,
damn it!
Yeah! Yeah!
Brian, that's on my goddamn hunt list, you son of a bitch.
Is it?
Nice 8.5. Well done. And for those that don't know, Brian, would you mind reading us the right side of the blue label?
You bet. This is the origin and first appearance of Hawkeye Clint Barton with a Black Widow appearance.
Nice. Nice big key. Nice big key.
Yeah. That one's been on my active hunt list for a while. Driving me crazy. But now what's this, a conserved grade?
Yeah, this one's weird. What they did is it says conservation includes the cover is cleaned, which
somebody probably used wet bath to clean it as opposed to just like
which is weird because I didn't have it cleaned. I did not have it cleaned. It was pressed, but it was not cleaned. And I bought it from the one guy that bought it off the rack. So it's a little confusing.
I've seen it before. I've seen this before, but yeah, that may be one of those ones where you potentially then decide if you want to crack it and resubmit it to see if it gets through without that on there. Just because obviously that's well, conserved is not the death nil on as the purple label is. It still will affect what
it's still a
return
lower
on it is.
tier. It's still a lower tier from what it should be. I probably will be cracking this and resubmitting it, hoping to get a blue. Because I did talk to the presser about it that did do it, and he said he would even submit it back. He said he's seen it 2 or 3 times in his career that it's happened that way. But
so
I don't know.
You know what? Our dads used to tell us something. Why don't you rub some dirt on it?
I thought it looked too clean. It looked too nice and white on the cover. They must have thought something was.
Yeah, somebody used some chemicals or something to clean it. Yeah, that's usually what they refer to on that stuff. But we do have to pay attention. Blue Hellion dropped another $2 super chat just to say Broncos over Niners. You know what? I'm resigned to the season the Niners have this year, so it doesn't affect me at all. But here you go. I see what you're saying. I didn't realize that thing was. I'm going to go back and have to redo that one. Obviously,
that was the CLIT right there, in full form.
Yep. True.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that was it. That was a banger of a book way to end it on.
Boom.
Yeah,
and one I didn't know you needed, Rob.
I really should probably just send you my list.
You probably should.
Oh, great googly moogly. All right, let's do another giveaway. Shouldn't we do that? Let's do that. I should probably get that set up. And yeah, we'll just do that. Ladies and gentlemen, our hashtag is going to be, as soon as I get it here, bangers. Clearly we know where Rob hangs out when he's not on live. You know what? I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention to that. That's why
I was like, we need to cover that up with the logo.
I'll get it taken care of.
It happens.
If you've seen that,
I tell you how much I pay attention. I didn't even pay attention to it. I wasn't looking. Yeah. That tells you where I wasn't looking.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't paying attention to that. You, however, were averting your eyes and looking up the corners and going.
I'm used to just seeing our logo there. That's all.
Yeah. Well. All right, guys, get that hashtag bangers in there. In the meantime. All right. Again, we do ship internationally, so make sure you get your hashtag in there, everyone. Coming up for me over on the Fat Stacks YouTube channel, Monday mail call. I grabbed a couple boxes for mail call, and I had no concept. I forgot what was in the boxes, apparently. And it's like a 7 slab mail call. It was not what I was thinking off the top of my head. But it's going to be a great one. A couple of raw books. I thought it was more raw books than it was, but anyways, Rob, you're losing your touch with the box. You're not killing Chris. You know, that's not dependent on me. That's dependent upon who pulls the books out of here. And Chris knows some of the books that are in here, and believe you me, we still have a chance. All right, Blue Hellion. Thank you again, Blue Hellion, for your generosity today. Bangers, the real blue light special. All right, let's see here. Here you go. This one is for you.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
It's like bangers that mash. Get that? Yeah. All right. Nerdy Geek says, I'm watching on the TV and just about my phone. My son graduated from Norwich in 22. Oh, nice. That was a few years after me. The Rookdom was a little different, but that's all right. Everybody always complains that Rookdom was different back in their day, but phenomenal. That's a great school. Nice small university. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Getting here. I'll buy the win. £5 super chat just broke a front capped tooth.
Oh no.
So quick, take my money before the dentist does. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, sir. Well, we're happy to take your money. And you know what? Just because you had to do some extra pain for that one, and we haven't done this, I'm going to go ahead and give you the big one of the day. Kid Comics, avert your eyes.
That's not what it looks like.
Nope.
Yep. All right. I think we've given everybody a chance to get those in. And 56 folks have entered. I got 56 watching. So there we go. Round and around, and where she goes, where she stops. Well, only the internet knows. And our winner of this, our second giveaway is Bam, Nerdy Geek.
Wow.
Congratulations, Nerdy Geek. Make sure you hit me up over on robs.fatstacks on Instagram or via email, robs.fatstacks@gmail.com to get me your ship to information, as I don't remember sending you anything previously. So, all right, Chris, you are pulling for Nerdy Geek. Let's get some bangers. Why don't you pull some books that give yourself a heart attack?
I don't know why people enjoy my frustration, but let's take 3 from the front, 3 from the back.
All right, 1, 2, and 3. Oops. And 1, 2, and 3. All right.
All right. And if we're going for 7, let's take 7 from the front. I'll pull books that make Chris mad.
Okay.
All right. Let's let it ride. Stop. And those 2 books. Stop. And those 2 books. Oh, I got that one that was sticking up. Look at that. All right. Oh, there's a lot of writing on the one that was going back.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Marge.
All right. All right, here we go. First up, the banger of all bangers, X-Force #1, Polybag, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get that.
We haven't had one of these come out of the box in a while.
Yeah. Get a new Ferrari. Get that.
Brian, if by the way if you get stacks of these, and I'm willing to buy stacks of these. We like to keep them in the giveaway bin.
Oh, I have stacks of them.
We'd talk. There we go. G.I. Joe. We got the Polybag copy there with some G.I. Joe trading cards inside. You're a trading card fiend between 2 comic books so far. 138.
138. Okay.
Yeah. They got All-Star Superman.
Wow. Wow. Nice.
One of the hottest comic book titles going on right now, Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 3, one of the variant editions.
Yeah, we shouldn't be throwing Ultimate Spider-Man books in there.
banger alert. Ladies and gentlemen, first team appearance and first individual appearance of 4 characters. Brute Force, Surf Streak, Lionheart, Reckless, and Hip Hop. Congratulations. Brute Force, number 1.
You should be giving away the first hip hop.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 8. The Death of Barry Allen.
In a newsstand.
We shouldn't be giving away that one either.
And Chris, are you sitting down? One that Chris recently objected to from the get-go. Jungle Action 17, The Death of Killmonger.
Why the
Woo! 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 Woo!
For some weak-ass ribs.
And it is a pretty book. Congratulations.
Yeah, I collect Jungle Action. I don't know why we're giving this away. And
you could win.
There's
actually more Jungle Action in the box too. That's the great thing.
Actually, Rob, you can't ship it to him yet. So if he won, so it's Canada thing.
No, that's called UPS. It works. Oh. And I'm not shipping it to Chris. We're shipping it to Nerdy Geek.
Oh, Nerdy Geek. Yeah,
I don't know where Nerdy Geek is at. But if they're in Canada, I can still ship it UPS. The difference with pirate ships sending a Gemini mailer versus via UPS or US mail is like $1 something. It doesn't cost hardly any difference. It's just more complicated doing the customs forms with UPS than it is doing US mail. That's all. Anyways, that's going to do it for this week's show, guys. Thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I want to let everybody know next week, friend of the channel, comic book industry insider, ladies and gentlemen, letterer Justin Birch returns to the show to come, and he is bringing some heat for Christmas. So there he is, Santa Justin Birch, ready to rock and roll. Next week's episode of OnlySlabs. Of course, the 28th, we will have a show. We don't know if we haven't decided yet if we're live or pre-recorded, but we will have our top 10 year-round Chris and I battle for supremacy. Who picked up the best 10 books? That's what losers say. That's just what we like to say. See who picked up the 10 best books for 2024. Of course, our rules are, because it's only slabs, they have to be slabbed. And Chris is at a great advantage, given that my first Werewolf by Night and my first Black Widow are still at CGC since August. And I know Brian's interested to know what that Werewolf by Night comes back at, since I bought it off of you.
Ooh, that's right.
Marvel Spotlight 1. Now, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you make sure you make your plans for Saturdays to continue to ride with us, because we enjoy riding with you. And until next time, make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to anyone, especially me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.